Good morning and welcome to Flannel Hill Farm. Today we're going to talk about predators. So you've taken your chicks from a brooder that were hopefully inside of a structure safe from predators, and now they're pullets or laying hens, and we got to put them out in a coop. So we are going to protect them from I just did like the regular everyday predators. If you kind of live like in the south, you'll have snake problems. If you live in the southwest, you might have like some scorpion problems or something. So those will be kind of regional, but this is kind of an all around, everybody's gonna have these. We gotta do something about these 5 predators. So first off, raccoons. Raccoons are like trash bandits. They go after garbage. I don't know. However, they're very smart. They can pick locks. They can deal with bungee cords. They know how to undo barrel locks. They know how to untwist that one where you gotta twist it and it locks it, and then you twist it and unclamp it. They do a lot of that on a shed where you can just put a padlock through it. They're very smart. So I would recommend that you put multiple locks on your doors in your chicken coop and then make them different locks. So maybe kind of down at normal door level, you have a barrel lock, but then up top, maybe you have one of those shed things that you have to twist. If nothing else, it'll at least slow down a raccoon. Hopefully they won't be able to get at all the locks, but you got to do something because they are stupid smart. Secondly, fox. Fox can jump 3 feet. They are also proficient diggers. So if you have a fox problem, you need to have a tall enough fence. Electrifying ours has worked pretty well. Our perimeter fence is 4 feet, so they can't just jump over it, and ours is woven, so climbing it's a little difficult, I think, for them. So we have kind of cut our fox problem down, but they dig and they climb and they can jump. So predator wise, free ranging chickens is kind of difficult. And that's only 2 of them. We got 3 more to go. Third, coyotes. Coyotes are a problem at night. So if you kind of close them up at night, which chickens like anyways, they like to be inside at night. You can basically avoid coyotes. Guard dogs are very good when it comes to coyotes. Guard geese to alert your chickens about an issue so that they can get inside at like dusk is a good idea. But coyotes are kind of one of those things. They're opportunists. So if it's not easy, they kind of pass it up. So just putting them in at night can basically keep coyotes from your chickens. Number 4, owls. Got to keep them covered at night, like a roof covered. Another thing kind of along the lines with owls is hawks. So this is another one of those like guard geese or guard dogs that can bark, alert them to something in the sky. They can get under cover during the day or at night. Or I guess you could just put them in a run covered. This is one of those things where you kind of gotta decide if it's worth to you having them free range more so, or having them in a run. Number 5, my least favorite. Possum. I don't like possums, just the way they look. They're just gross to me. They're kind of like the most ugly land animal on the face of the planet. It's just, I don't like them. I don't like the way they look. I don't want to see them. So for me, I got a KK. I had a possum, little story time. I had a possum scare me in Minnesota, back when we lived in Minnesota, in town. I went under my deck to shut off my hose, my sprinkler. And I was on the phone with my sister, and I was kind of crouching to get up under there. And I look up, and I am 6 inches face to face away from a possum. And I screamed. KK came running. KK put herself between me and a possum. And Kaylani chased it off. And now Kaylani dispatches, I don't like that word either, dispatches all possums. Anything that looks like a possum, smells like a possum, looks at her like a possum would look at her. She dispatches possums very effectively. You can ask Big K. Very effective possum dispatcher. That's how I rid myself of possums. I am unsure of how many possums Kaylani has dispatched in her lifetime, but I have a feeling that it could be close to a world record. That'd be something you'd have to ask the Big K about. I know when we moved here, we had quite a bit of wildlife, and we now don't. So, get yourself a KK. For the possum problem. Possums also dig. A lot of people like to keep possums around because they can't get rabies and they eat ticks. Okay, clarification. Possums don't just eat ticks, which means that if ticks are the only thing that they have to eat, if you took a possum and you put him in a box and the only thing he had to eat was a bunch of ticks, he would eat his body weight in ticks every day. Yes, you are right. However, if they're out in the woods, in 4 acres of undisturbed land, possums are not just going to eat ticks, nor is it going to be their main source of food. There's my first rant. Secondly, possums are less likely to carry rabies. It's not impossible for them to carry rabies. Can you tell that the whole possums are good thing irritates me? So, possums are less likely to carry rabies. Yes, they can eat ticks, but so will chickens. Chickens will also eat ticks, so I'd get some chickens over some possums. But they're not all good, and they're very ugly. They're so ugly. I don't understand. Why? Why do they have to be so... You know the fish in the bottom of the ocean with the little light bulb, and he's like really gross. They have him in like all the fish movies, like Little Mermaid's got him, Nemo's got him. Possums are like that of land. They're just gross. They're like borderline bald. Their just face is... Oh, they look mangy almost. So there you go. There's my you got my possum rant. The Those are your predators. Protect your chickens. Losing chickens is not fun. It's kind of depressing. And I guess the moral of the story is get yourself some guard dogs and a KK. On your way back down the hill, if you wouldn't mind liking, sharing, subscribing, hitting that little bell notification button thing. And please remember, we appreciate y'all.